Okay, anyway. Goed, so as ons die x-afsnitte gekry het, kan jy so lank gaan aandui vir jouself. The y-intercept you can read off. That'll be at negative 12. Okay, en dan is daar 'n paar verskillende maniere om die draaipunt te kry. The quickest one for me is to use the axis of symmetry. Okay, want onthou wanneer ons 'n parabool het, soos daai, so sê nou maar hierdie ene van ons wat by 3 en by -2 sny, then it will be symmetrical through the turning point. So as jy die middelpunt tussen daai twee waardes kan kry, dan het jy hierdie x waarde. And if you have that x value, then you have the x value of the turning point. And if you have the x value of the turning point, you can just substitute that back into the formula of the parabola to find the y value of the turning point. Daar's ander maniere ook om dit te doen. Daar's soos daai minus b op 2a. Do you remember that one? So to find the x value of the turning point is negative b on 2a. You can do that as well. Of jy kan vierkantsvoltooiing doen, completing the square, but that takes some time. Okay, so whichever one you prefer, I'm going to go with the axis of symmetry method, where you say that the x value will be equal to 3 minus 2 over 2. En dan om die y-waarde te kry, in al hierdie gevalle moet jy die y-waarde kry deur dit te gaan terugstel in die oorspronklike vergelyking. Okay, then for question 1.2, they say determine the values of x for which those two will be equal to one another. Nou, as jy albei kon aflees, kon jy hulle net ingeskryf het. So we can read off the one value of x, but we can't read off the other value. So altyd wanneer ons wil uitvind waar twee grafieke gelyk is aan mekaar, gaan ons die twee vergelykings van die grafieke gelykstel aan mekaar. So I'm just going to say it's where 2x minus 6 meets 2x squared minus 2x minus 12. Okay. So those are the two values and it should agree with what we see on the sketch. Sien julle op ons skets kan ons sien dat dit wel by x gelyk aan 3 mekaar sny? Nee? And then this value will be -1. You don't have to go and calculate the y values as well, want hulle vra net vir jou by watter waardes van x sal die twee gelyk wees aan mekaar. As hulle vir jou gevra het wat is die koördinate waar f van x gelyk is aan g van x, moes jy nou die y waardes ook gaan uitwerk het. But you don't have to in this case. Okay. Julle alright? Onthou julle die parabool? The basic skills that you have to take from this one is calculating x and y intercepts. You put one of the other equal to 0. Remember how to calculate the turning point of a parabola. They like asking that one. And then the last thing is remember when you're looking for values where two graphs are equal to one another, you set them equal to one another to find them. Yes?
When we also have to know how to, for example, between this type of formula, which is like how to do turning point formula and
yeah, you have to know how to find the turning point formula, but usually they would only ask you to find the turning point. And then you can do it in whichever method you want to. So julle hoef nie spesifiek kwadraatvoltooiing te gebruik om hom in die draaipunt formule te kry nie. Remember there's another form that we can use with a parabola. Onthou julle hom? Ons noem daai net die afsnit formule of the intercept, the x-intercept formula. So dan stel jy net die x-afsnitte daarin en jy maal hom uit. Okay. Ek het nou nie gepraat oor die vorm van die parabool nie, maar julle het gesien omdat a groter is as 0 beteken dit sy armpies wys boontoe en daai goedjies en daai goedjies. Okay, and you can also see with a straight line, it has a positive gradient of 2. Therefore, it is an ascending line, not a descending line. Remember that everything you draw has to be a representation of what the formula says it should be. So, as jy hom geteken het en die vorm wys aan die kant toe, het jy ergens iets gemis. I got the turning point by using the axis of symmetry. So, the axis of symmetry for this parabola will go through x is equal to a half. And then a half you substitute back into the original formula. Not the simplified formula where we divided by 2. The original formula. Do you have a question, Bashira? This one. This one. Or which one did you ask? This one. No, this one is another way to write the formula of a parabola. And we call this the intercept form. And then we have the standard form. And then we have the turning point form. So dis die drie verskillende maniere wat hulle vir julle die vergelykings van die parabool kan gee. Renique, het jy 'n vraag? Yeah. What's what? That's the x value of the turning point and that's the y value of the turning point. Almal by? Okay. Then for number 2, they gave us a hyperbole. En hulle gee vir ons sy 2 asymptote. And they also give us a straight line that passes through the point 3 and 3. Wanneer julle, want ek dink jy gaan klaar maak met hierdie hele vraestel nie, onthou julle hoef nie vraag 4 te doen nie. Question 4 is trigonometry. Hoor jy Lubuyo? Jy hoef nie terug te doen nie. Ja, juffrou. And the same for the next question paper. If you're doing them this afternoon, the 2017 question paper, you also don't have to do number 4. Dis weer 'n trigonometriese grafiek. Okay. So hulle vra vir jou bepaal die vergelykings van G en F. So I'm going to start with a straight line. Now, if you knew your graph very well, you would be able to immediately see that that is the equation of that straight line. Okay, want as daai twee waardes dieselfde is, if that's a 3 and a 3, or a 2 and a 2, or a 5 and a 5, it means that it has a gradient of 1. And do you see it passes through the origin, so it has a C value of 0. But let's do it like step by step. So for g of x, do you guys agree that c is equal to 0? Nee? Want sien julle hy pas deur die hy gaan deur die oorsprong. So we can see that y is equal to mx plus 0. So ek skryf vir die plus 0 neer hier. Okay, en dan gaan stel ons punt in. So m is equal to 1. Jy kan hom net so ook skryf. Okay, kom ons praat gou vinnig oor die vergelyking van 'n hiperbool. So when we're looking at a hyperbole, you have that. Do you guys remember that? Okay. P gee vir jou die vergelyking van die vertikale asymptoot, die een wat deur die x-as sny, né? So this will be x plus 2. Remember to change the sign. So it goes through x minus 2, so you have to write x plus 2. Okay, and then this is negative 3. So that you get from there, and that you get from there. Almal by? Yeah. Yeah, you don't change the y sign, you only change the x sign. Dis altyd so. X is altyd die een wat jy gaan moet verander. Sien julle hier by die draaipunt formule ook? The turning point will be at P and Q. So sien julle P is hierso positief, maar daar negatief. So sê nou maar die draaipunt was gewees